Hello there, it's Jason. Welcome to our second Christmas update. Quite an exciting update for you tonight. We established previously with the first update that it was going to be a chilly Christmas week, and Christmas had potential to be cold. And didn't really want to talk too much about snow first video, other than to say that, it wasn't off the table. It was possible that we get some snow this Christmas time. So just beginning to firm up on the trends a little bit more. There is definitely snow potential this Christmas, quite exciting. It's not a guarantee, nor is a cold Christmas, really. A week today is Christmas Eve, so a lot can change, but my feeling is it's going to be cold, especially in Scotland. And I think there will be some snow in places this Christmas. That's my thoughts, my feelings, but just to let you know that anything can change at a moment with the weather. And I'm going to talk you through some trends. So what we're really looking for just now is the high pressure that's over us at the moment, for it to go north and ridge towards Greenland. When that happens, I think we can be fairly sure that we're going to get some cold weather, and the wind is favoured to come in from the east or the north or the northeast, perhaps. So, that's what's expected to happen, really, and that should deliver some cold weather during Christmas week. And I think really by Tuesday, Wednesday next week, it's going to feel cold. And it's going to get colder even this weekend, but proper cold, I would say. Properly chilly by Wednesday and Thursday of next week. Then, the Atlantic looks like it's going to try and come in. And the block of high pressure to the north and east is just so strong that it kind of either makes it slide down towards the Bay of Biscay, affecting southern parts of the country, or it kind of fizzles out as it tries to come in. There's a little bit of ensemble data to suggest that it might actually just roll in across country and it becomes mild, but I doubt it, because the block of high pressure over Greenland looks to be pretty strong, and it's really stubborn. It's like a big rock in the middle of a river, and anything coming down the river, it's just can't get any further. High pressure during the winter time when it's cold, the cold air is very dense, so it takes a lot of shifting, it takes a lot of moving, and that's why I'm reasonably confident that we're going to get some snow for Christmas time this week. The winter forecast suggests that January would be pretty cold, and just seeing increasing hints, we'll say just now, that January could be a cold month. It could be very cold. We could get a little bit of severely cold weather this January. It's possible. But let's stick to Christmas. I'm going to show you a few meteorograms, a wee bit of data, and give you a wee idea of whether it's possible to get snow on the ground in your location this Christmas. Thanks for tuning in, and I hope you're having a lovely evening. Just going to quickly do some screen sharing and show you the all-important data. So, as always, we're coming from Vetra Central, and this is a meteogram for Glasgow, and it's for the next 10 days. Notice a downward trend in the temperature. Notice also that it's going to be sunny in the coming days for Glasgow. In fact, it's sunny all the way until the middle of next week. I think the clouds might be a little bit more stubborn at times, but certainly there's some sunshine potential. Lower in temperatures, touch of frost by Tuesday and Wednesday evening, and then quite cloudy according to this run. But have a look at this for Glasgow. Check this out, everybody. If you look at the 25th, you can see there that the symbols are snow. So this particular run, it's just one run of the GFS. It comes out 4 times a day. This particular run has Glasgow, as Glasgow is a white Christmas. How about that? And there's some totals there as well, so it's not just necessarily light snow. That looks really, really promising. And thereafter, from Boxing Day onwards, it goes sub-zero until we get later on into the month. Even then, it's quite close to zero, with some more snow forecast there for New Year's Eve. That's a long time off, but how exciting is that to see those snow symbols there on the 25th of December over Glasgow? It could be a white Christmas for Glasgow. Let's contrast that with Aberdeen now. And this is the latest for Aberdeen. It's a little bit different. The air is less cold, simply because Aberdeen's on the coast and the wind is coming off the sea. I don't think this is really showing the picture, but we'll go with it. Of course, it's just the data, and we're just expressing what this data is trying to say. Sunny over the next few days for Aberdeen. A reduction in the temperatures, not getting quite as cold as Glasgow, down to about 5 degrees. But there is a little bit of a dip in temperature on Christmas Day, and you can see that there with associated precipitation. So it's too early to say if that would be rain, as it's suggesting there, or perhaps some snow. Okay, let's have a look at London, just to contrast it with the south of the UK. And London's looking quite chilly. It's cloudy, a little bit misty, murky, some brighter spells coming through. Temperatures gradually reducing through this weekend and into next week. This particular GFS run is indicating cold rain. It's like 4 degrees, 3 degrees with rain for London, Christmas Eve and on Christmas Day. It brightens up in Boxing Day onwards, but just the trends. We're just looking at the trends at the moment rather than the details. The air mass temperatures, it really gives us a good indication actually of the trend. This is at 850 hectopascals, so about a mile up in the atmosphere. You can see just now for Glasgow that it's actually pretty warm aloft. It might feel a little bit cooler on the ground, but it's pretty warm. This high pressure, if it was summer, would be a heat wave, and there's no doubt about that. Upper air temperature is about 10 degrees at the moment. But sliding down towards the seasonal average there on the 22nd. The average is the red line across the middle of the graph. The white line's the ensemble mean, and you can see that it's dipping below -5, and quite a few of the ensemble members on Christmas Day, Boxing Day, and for the rest of the period actually have the upper air temperatures going to -10. So that's the benchmark for proper cold air in the UK. Any precipitation coming out of the sky would be of snow, if that was to be believed, if that comes true. But that's quite an impressive graph, and it maintains the cold weather into the beginning of January. Oops. Let's show you the metrogram for Aberdeen here, the upper air profile. Again, +10 at the moment, dipping below average from the 22nd on an upper air level, and maintaining that cold trend really to the end of the month. Here's London, just to show you there. This has changed in this particular run. I get why, absolutely. This particular run's bringing low pressure more in from the Atlantic, so the south of the UK is more likely to get milder with this scenario, but let's not take it too literally. You can see less mild down in London on an upper air level at the moment, but the temperatures do dip away and they do slide below average. There's some ensemble members there taking it down to -10 at 850 HPA, so it's possibly significantly cold. But you can probably see there's a real split. There's a real split when we get to about Boxing Day or thereafter. Probably half the ensemble members are going much colder than normal, down to around -10, and half of them are going above normal with the upper air temperatures. Let's show you some snow data, beginning in Glasgow, not to be taken too literally. Each spike is essentially a member of the GFS ensemble, suggesting that at that time there will be snow. It does look quite impressive, you've got to say, haven't you? There's some quite big spikes beginning from Christmas Eve, just before it perhaps, but they look quite significant around Christmas Eve and late on Christmas night and into Boxing Day too. And there are many members of the ensemble that are going for snow in Glasgow, and the spikes are quite high there. Depths of snow in centimetres, I wouldn't take it literally at all, but some of the spikes are reaching 10 centimetres at that given time. How very, very, very exciting. Here's Aberdeen. So less snow in Aberdeen. I suspect going land, it would be a completely different story. Well, the jury's out in that one at the moment. We don't know the detail, but this is just the trends, and perhaps right on the coast because of the easterly winds, perhaps the sea is modifying the precipitation and the temperature a little bit there. Let's have a look at London. Less snow spikes for London, but there are a few reasonably big ones there. Essentially, the GFS is kind of wobbling just now, and some of the runs, like this particular one I'm showing you, is actually quite a mild run compared to the other members of the ensemble. So it kind of skews things a little bit. Nevertheless, it's given us an idea of the trends. this is the UK Met Office. So just taking you through the pressure anomalies here. Big area of high pressure right now, slap bang on top of the country. More of an easterly flow beginning to develop across the UK, especially in the south. Winds beginning to pick up in South England, but generally slack gradients there. Potential for mist and fog, a lot of cloud, a lot of gloom, some breaks in the cloud. We may get a little bit of frost, and this kind of weather pattern continues for a couple of days. But the high pressure is essentially going towards Greenland there, and it's moving northwestwards. Look at that ridge. And we go into a northeasterly wind there on Monday, so becoming quite a bit colder as we begin Christmas week. The high pressure continues to ridge up towards Greenland. And what you see there by the 22nd is low pressure in the Atlantic beginning to move towards the southwest of the UK. And as that bumps into the cold air, we've got a mainly southeasterly flow there, and an easterly flow on Thursday the 22nd. It may deliver some sleet and snow in places. The wind's going to the east for Scotland, and it's going to be quite a cold easterly, even a northeasterly. Here's Christmas Eve. You could say Scotland really being blasted because the low pressure over Scandinavia has got some really cold air associated with it. And essentially it's blowing right towards Scotland there on Christmas Eve. The south of the UK, there's more of a westerly flow in the very far south of the UK. That's possibly why London had less spikes of snow than Glasgow did. But let's have a look at Christmas Day. Here we go. Oh, it's just running just short of it, eh? Just short of it, but that's a cold pattern. The high pressure is still essentially over Greenland there and Iceland, and there's an easterly flow across most of the country by Christmas Eve, according to the UK Met. So that looks promising for cold and for snow as well. Just finally, I'm going to show you the Ecmwf and what it's suggesting at this moment. High pressure ridging towards Greenland, lower pressure coming in off the Atlantic there on Wednesday, bumping in against the cold air. A southeasterly flow there for Thursday for Scotland, potential for some snow with that, I would say, as it bumps into the cold air. More of a southerly flow, so maybe becoming slightly less cold temporarily in the south of the UK. Let's have a look at Christmas Eve. The low pressure is sinking south there. More of the country is going into that easterly flow. So cold air is winning the battle. Tries to get a little bit milder from the south and west, but it's pushed back south, and the cold air comes back in on Christmas Eve. So maybe the cold air will be undercutting the band of precipitation and turning some of that to snow on the back edge as it sweeps further south. Here's Christmas Day, and that looks very promising for snowmantics, anyone that's after a late Christmas, because the low pressure now is to the south and we're in a northeasterly airflow, and it's bringing air down from a very cold source there. That's coming from northern Scandinavia, perhaps even towards Siberia. So that's a proper chill. I wonder if that would be called a beast from the east. Here's Boxing Day. We're still in that cold pattern, and we remain in that cold pattern on Holiday Monday, the 27th. Okay, I've just got one or two more wee things to show you. This is the North Atlantic Oscillation. It's went negative, and that suggests that low pressure will be further south than normal, a southerly shifted jet stream, if you like, over Christmas time. And if we contrast that with the Arctic Oscillation, it's plummeting. It's going really negative, which is really supporting the whole idea that high pressure becomes centered round about Greenland. That's what the Arctic Oscillation is suggesting. When it's negative, it's favouring high pressure towards the poles, the North Pole, and this allows for the cold air to come down out of the Arctic Circle, come into Russia, Siberia, into Scandinavia, Northern Europe, and if we get the easterlies, it's going to come in our direction. So there really is some potential for some wintry weather. Also, this potential extends out beyond the Christmas period. So I thought I'd bring you a wee update there, just to let you know that if you're after snow, there is a chance. Always on a knife edge with snow in the UK, because we're surrounded with the ocean, which is ultimately in the wintertime much warmer than the land. We're not a continental mass. So, it's always on the knife edge. To me, it looks quite likely, certainly at some point during Christmas week, we're going to get some cold weather, and it could lock in. It could become cold and remain cold, maybe on and off, but maybe we're going to set up a protracted period of cold weather beyond New Year and into January. I think it's possible that we'll get some pretty cold weather this year. And if we are unlucky and don't get snow for Christmas, maybe we'll have some snow throughout the winter. Okay, I hope you're having a great weekend and see you again soon. Thanks for tuning in. Bye for now.